Please leave your message after the tone.
Good afternoon, Kevin. Your mission this week is Winchester Mystery House, and you're there to decide if it's still under construction or not, or whether there is ghost still in residence at the property. Alex doesn't know about this, but if you could do that for me, that would be very much appreciated. We'll sort the costs out later on. Thank you.
Welcome back to Paranormal Addiction Radio. The topic for this show is
the Winchester House and Sarah Winchester
and ghosts in general.
Well, yeah. Well, that people that know about the Winchester House quite obviously know it was.
I was expecting you to say ghosts, and you said Winchester House. Blah 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 blah.
Well, that's what we're talking about, isn't
it? Okay. You're the boss on this show.
Okay, so go on then.
So go on. I am going to have a blank. Yeah, I'm going to have a blank mind on this one.
No, you do know about the Winchester House.
I know of it, but I don't really know the history of it, and I don't know. Is it haunted?
Apparently so. Yeah.
Well, tell us more about it, Della.
Well, apparently Sarah Winchester was a widow of the guy that owned the guns, the Winchester guns. And when her husband died and a child died, Sarah Winchester went into herself and started building rooms. Now, apparently, the reason why she was building these rooms is for the people that got killed by the guns of the Winchester guns. People say that she were out of her mind. Others say that she saw ghosts and she basically communicated with dead. She saw a lot of mediums in her lifetime, and people were saying that mediums probably took a lot of money off her, and it was just a load of hocus pocus rubbish. What do you think?
So basically, this Sarah was it? Sarah Winchester.
Sarah Winchester.
Her husband, William
Wirt Winchester.
William Wirt Winchester. Yeah. He invented the Winchester rifle gun.
Yeah.
And supposedly the house now is haunted by the people that were killed by this gun.
The Winchester rifle, yeah.
Right.
This is why Sarah started construction in 1884 at the property, and she decided that she saw people that had passed over, basically ghosts that had been killed by the Winchester rifle.
So why was she building all these rooms within this house?
Because she was basically why she built the rooms were to house these ghosts until they passed over. So they basically had to come to peace with themselves, and she would say sorry, blah blah blah, that it won't.
Oh, okay.
So this is why she built them, and then when the ghost had passed over, she then ripped that room down and started building another room for other ghosts that she'd seen.
And I'm assuming this house is still in existence today.
Yeah, it's apparently in California, and it's called the Winchester Mystery House. People still say to this day that it's still haunted, and they're just saying that his rooms that just lead to nowhere, his staircases that lead to nowhere, rooms are just and also another weird one. Why is windows in the floor? So
windows in the floor?
Yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I've also got Kevin Graham going to the Winchester House.
Whoa, hang on a second. What do you mean you got Kevin Graham going to the Winchester House?
I've actually asked him if he could go to the Winchester House, and he said yes, he'd do that. So he's going to go down there. He's going to go to California.
Hang on a second. He's already blown the PA budget with the last two expeditions.
Well, he's on his way to California now, so he's going to the Winchester House, so he should be there actually at any time now.
Right. Well, I wish you had spoken to me about this before you sent him off, because we've got no money left.
Well, I've sent him there, so...
Anyways, I'd like to welcome to the show now Sarah Warren. Now, she is the founder and the owner of Garden of England Paranormal Spirits. Now, I've been looking through your website here, Sarah. I did a little bit of research before I got you on the show. And you've got quite a portfolio there growing on your website. And I just wonder, how long have you actually been doing this? And I've been looking through some of the things you've got down here. It's all focused around your area, which is in Kent, in the United Kingdom. And like I say, how long have you been doing this, and what got you into the paranormal?
Hi Alex, great to be on your show. Right, well, what started me off with the paranormal is I actually grew up with a poltergeist in my house. I lived on a farm, in an old farmhouse. So really, from a young age, I've always been interested. I've been doing my website for about 4 years. I've been researching, and then the last couple of years I actually created the website because I found that there wasn't a lot of things in Kent. There's a lot of websites that are all about the UK, but I wanted to condense it down to Kent. So that's what started me off, really.
Sarah, are there any famous locations in Kent that you visited and have carried out a paranormal investigation that perhaps you could share with us?
I've got a local one actually that I went to quite recently, which is in Tunbridge. It's Tunbridge Castle. I went with the Pigs, the Paranormal Investigation Group of Sussex, and that was quite a good one. We heard what we thought was the cackling of a man.
Sounded like a very interesting investigation, that one, Sarah. And their name, Pigs. Brilliant. Love it. Now, basically, this brings my conversation on to hauntings. Because it's like I was saying to my co-host before the show started, what actually causes a haunting? Why does the ghost only stay in that particular place, in that particular building perhaps, and only haunts there and doesn't leave that premises, if you like?
Well, that's not correct, actually. It's actually visitation hauntings and actually attachment hauntings. It depends on, I think it's just the atmosphere and how the person died. Visitation, I think they just come back to see if the family's all right. And attachment, I think that's a bit more deeper into the paranormal. I think that's more of a demon-type entity than a basic box-standard ghost.
Yes, Stella, I think you're correct there. There are different types of hauntings. You have the ones that they stay there, mainly because it's the favourite place that they might have often visited when they were, or lived in when they were alive. And then you have residual hauntings. There's various different types of hauntings that you can get, really.
Why is it that only certain people can see ghosts or feel a ghost, if you know what I mean?
I think what Alex is trying to say is, why can only certain people, like sensitive people and empaths and mediums, can only see ghosts, yet other humans that are quite sensitive can't see them? Now, I'm quite sensitive, so I can see them. I can hear them as well. But yet Alex don't see him, so I don't know. But yet I'm an empath as well, so I think that's probably why it is. But saying that, I've also got a family history of my dad can see ghosts. My grandmother, she could speak to the dead and communicate with the dead. My brothers can, and my daughter can as well. So I think it's probably a family thing. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, yes, Stella. I'm an empath myself. So, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. I think the reason you have to be open to this sort of thing. I mean, some people say, oh, yeah, I believe, but do they really? I think they're just looking for something. And when you go looking for something, you're not necessarily going to find it. I think if you just go and just, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the way I see things. I think also the paranormal shows do tend to hype things up and people go expecting to see something or hear something. But at the end of the day, ghosts aren't for entertainment. They're not there for your entertainment. They're either there or they're not. Simple. I've known groups that have gone and got lots of evidence, and then the following week another group's gone and got nothing. It's just the way it goes.
We completely agree with that.
I was just saying as well that I absolutely shout them. I don't even watch them.
No.
I just think they're
I
stupid.
mean, paranormal entertainment on the TV is purely to make money, isn't it? And to bring entertainment to the screen. They're not taking it seriously, in my view.
Well, I just don't even watch it. I think it's
You know,
stupid. I mean, I've been on loads of investigations, and it's not that. My main thing is you're going in there safely, also coming out safely, and also making sure that you haven't brought anything out with you, like an attachment, because once you get one of them, you know about it. They have pretty nasty things, to be honest.
Yep, totally agree with you there. I don't watch them either. You know, you can't go to somewhere and have something happen all the time. It just doesn't happen that way. Like I say, you know, sometimes you can go there and get absolutely nothing, and other times you do get something. But these shows should just be for entertainment purposes.
Well, yeah, I completely agree with you. And I mean, it's been proven that a few of these paranormal shows have actually faked the evidence. So as the viewer, you're seeing it on the screen, but it's not real. You know, it's been fabricated to make us think that it's real. So as the viewer, we're going, wow, it's a ghost. And that's how they try to grab your attention. Because, you know, you can't just sit there for a half an hour watching one of these ghost programs and not see anything. So as the creator of the TV show, of course they're going to fabricate something up on the screen for you to see.
And also it'll be dangerous as well, because as I just stated before, that if people are going out looking for ghosts, they're going to be looking for something that they really don't want to be playing about with. If they're uneducated about the paranormal, also, it's like I said to you, didn't I, the attachment. I mean, you could be playing around with anything.
Well, yeah,
you don't know if it's a spirit, a human spirit, a demon spirit, and if they get a demon spirit, then they're in very deep water, because once you get an attachment like that, it means a lot. You're not going to get rid of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're definitely not going to get rid of it. I mean, it's going to take the church to come in and do whatever they do.
Yeah, and it's not just a case of what some of these fools, for a better word, just turn up at a building and,
but it's not that
you know, and think they're going to find a ghost. You've got to have a little bit of savvy and a little bit of intelligence about what you're doing.
But it's not that. They can send people insane. I mean, a lot of people I've known someone play around with an Ouija board and been thrown at a wall. I mean, and then they thought that were funny. Well, how was that funny when you get an entity throwing you at the wall?
I mean, I remember back when I used to do paranormal investigating with my crew, State of Panic, we'd start perhaps 1 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't get home till like 5 in the morning. And we have evenings where nothing would happen. Yeah. And I have to admit, I actually fell asleep on one investigation.
Well, when my team used to go out, I used to say a prayer and do a certain, you know.
We used to do that. Yeah, and we used to wear a chain with a...
Yeah, I used to make sure that my team we all used to pray. And then when we finished as well, when we finished the investigation, we prayed and said thank you. And basically says no disrespect to the entity in the house. We just wanted to know, communicate with it. And if it didn't, half the time we didn't get any communication. But you've also got to respect the paranormal as well, because you don't know. I mean, it's like...
You don't know what you're messing with.
Well, it's like basically someone walking into your house and saying, right, I want to talk to you. I mean, if you're that way out, you're going to tell them to get lost, aren't you?
Exactly.
That's the same with paranormal, isn't it? It's the same with a ghost, so...
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'd say to anyone that's wanting to get into it, do your research. Make sure that you're protecting yourself. You know, don't agitate them. At the end of the day, they were people, and they should be respected as such. And, you know, anyone going into it should do the research. Go off to a building one night and not expect anything, you know, to come back with you if you're not protecting yourself.
I don't know whether it's been the same for when you've been investigating, Sarah, but do you find that on the actual night you're doing the investigation, I'm assuming you use ghost hunting equipment like voice recorders, cameras, etc., you actually don't catch anything on the actual night by vision or your own hearing, but when you go back and analyse your equipment, you've actually caught something. And I have caught EVPs. Always seem to catch EVPs, you know, for those of the new ones to the paranormal, don't know what an EVP is. It's electronic voice phenomena. Always seem to get them. Never actually got anything on camera though, but always seem to catch voices.
Oh yes, definitely. You know, I've been on many and come back and then checked through it and had voices come through, and which is a shame really, because you know you want to communicate with them there and then, especially you know if you're asking them questions and they're replying, and you're not getting that until you come back home, so it's not really a conversation. And you know if you get one asking you for help, you know it's pretty difficult to help them once you've left the area, But yeah, I've had quite a few EVPs come through with voices, definitely.
Here's a question for you, Sarah, which has been fired at me before when I've been a guest on a radio show. As they've always asked me, if you lived in a haunted house, is it wise to investigate the property that you live in? Or if you did that, are you likely to stir up trouble?
I think you upset the spirit.
I've always been warned against it.
Yeah, I won't recommend to do that. I think I'd get another team in and not do it yourself. That's my personal opinion.
Well, considering I spent the first 16 years of my life in a haunted house, I think it really depends. If you feel comfortable and you don't feel the negative energies, then you can try and communicate. But it's always handy to have other people there as well, especially if you're trying to get evidence. And I'd just like to add, the reason my house was haunted was because my parents, before I was born, were messing about with the Ouija board. So that's another thing, not to mess about with unless you know what you're doing, because you can create spirits to come out, and if you don't close it properly, then those spirits then remain in the house.
No, I've never actually seen a Ouija board.
I have.
And I wouldn't have a clue how to use it, and I'm not interested.
The best thing for them is to burn them.
Yeah.
They're nasty. They're very, very nasty. My grandma actually had one, and my mum found out that she had one. My mum went up to my grandma's house, took it out the house and burnt it. So
we're going to have to do a little bit of research on the Ouija board and find out who invented it, all this.
They sell them in the United States as boards for kids as a toy, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, can you imagine a kid playing with a Ouija board? What he's going to let through? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Might explain why the world's in such a mess.
Well, probably.
Now, some of the big famous hauntings, like we mentioned in the show earlier, the Winchester House. Yeah. Now, this woman, Sarah Winchester, she built rooms within her house, room after room, wasn't it? To house basically the ghosts that haunted.
That got killed by the Winchester rifle.
Yeah, they got killed by the Winchester gun, which her husband invented.
Yeah. And
they came back to haunt them in their house. So she built rooms, and the ghosts went into these rooms.
Yeah.
That's the theory, but that's what people say happened. And is that such a good idea?
Well, she was trying to make peace with them, wasn't she? And once she made peace with them and made them pass over, then she ripped that room down and carried on building. This is up until her death, so we'd never know, will we? I mean, Sarah Winchester did things differently from what the people did them.
I think it's a strange one, the Winchester. I mean, I'd basically say that she went mad. She was just a mad woman. I've never been there. I don't know the hauntings. I've never seen the film, but it seems a bit crazy in my mind.
I would have to agree with Sarah on that one with the Winchester, because being a skeptic, you're always going to get one person, aren't you, who's a bit of a loon, who goes over the top.
I think what it was with Sarah Winchester, she lost her husband, didn't she? She lost a child. She actually lost her child, and I think she looked to the psychics at that point in time, back then, to communicate with the dead, to communicate with her husband and a child. But I think she got so deep into it, it just overtook her life, and I think that's why she became obsessed with the paranormal, and I think that's what she ended up. I think that's probably why she ended up.
Well, it now sounds like it's a mystery tour place, isn't it, for tourists?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So it's become a bit of a fun fair to go to.
Well, it is, but that's a background of Sarah Winchester's. That's what happened to her, really. So I think that the mediums took advantage of her, and I think she was a bit mad, to be fair. I do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Grief can turn people's heads funny, and there are fake psychics out there who obviously saw a woman with money, and they probably didn't help matters. And nowadays, it's just a money maker for someone. Sad, really.
One last question for you. In all the years you've been a paranormal investigator, is there one particular investigation that really frightened you?
To be quite honest, I don't get scared. I'm up for doing lone vigils. I'm just out for getting evidence that they exist. if I've got a chance to go off on my own somewhere, I'll do it. And I'm actually more scared of the living than I am the dead.
See, now me, I've seen stuff when I've been on investigations as well, and there was one investigation in particular that frightened the living Jesus out of me, basically, and that's why I stopped doing it. Ever since then, I refuse to do them, but that's just me. I mean, what I saw and heard that particular day, it frightened the living, like I just said, the living crap out of me, really. And after that, I just refused to do them. I just won't get involved in why? Because of what I saw. I mean, that scared. I mean, what I saw, like that day, it really scared the crap out of me. So I just jacked it up and left it alone.
I jacked. Do you know what? Do you want to know the reason why I stopped?
Why?
I was just so tired. It's inconvenient hours doing an investigation.
Well,
one thing that why always at night?
But you don't see him at night as well. You can actually see him during the day.
Why couldn't we investigate during the day? I mean, we are not nocturnal creatures, are we? So therefore, when we die and we become a ghost, why are we only active at night time?
I don't know. I just think it's I think it's just one of these big. Oh, you do a nighttime investigation. I've seen ghosts during the day. I have, I have.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why people.
And they say 3 a.m. is the golden moment to catch something, isn't it?
Why they say 3 a.m. is because it's the opposite
side of the clock.
It's because apparently Jesus Christ died at 3 p.m. and apparently to disrespect Jesus, the devil took on 3. I can't remember. I've said this to you before.
I know what you mean.
It basically other side, and it's classed as a witching hour. So it's a dissing against Jesus, really. So
a lot of religious.
Yeah, it goes into religion.
Reasons why.
Yeah, so that's it.
There's nothing stopping you from investigating during the day. I've got a friend who actually does it mainly during the days as well.
So anyway, Sarah, have you got any paranormal investigations planned for the future?
Yeah, I'm hoping to do one later this year somewhere. I haven't decided yet. But I've also got one booked at the Sevenoaks Stag Theatre. With the pigs again. I'm hoping to do one sort of November time. Obviously I advertise events in Kent on my website, so I should be hopping on there at some point and booking myself a ticket to go. We obviously have the most haunted village, Pluckley, in Kent. But unfortunately, due to a lot of kids getting round there, most areas are no-go nowadays. But there is a haunted church ruins over that way that I'm hoping to get over to see soon. And hopefully spend an afternoon and evening over there and see if I can get anything.
Great, good luck with that. Anyway, Sarah, we're going to have to say our goodbyes. But before we go, could you just... take this chance to plug your website. Bit of free advertisement for you.
Share the website.
Yeah, share your stuff out. What I will do is I will put it up on the screen because people who listen to the show, it's available on YouTube so they can visually see it as well. So if you want me to put anything up there, like your website or anything like that, just let me know and it will go up. Thank you ever so much for being on Paranormal Dictionary Radio. We've really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And hopefully we can talk to in a few shows' time about paranormal gadgets.
Yeah, if you'd like to come back for Paranormal Gadgets when we do that show, then I'll buzz you a message, and if you want to do it, you're more than welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure, really. And yeah, I'll send you my business card via picture in a minute, so you can put that up if you like. But yeah, if anyone wants to check out the website, it's www.goveps-paranormal.com. And yeah, I'd love to come back on and chat to you about the gadgets, that I've used and what I don't use.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Okay. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Della, is that your phone ringing?
Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Okay,
it's Kevin Graham. Hold on a minute.
Yes, hello, Della. It's Kevin Graham reporting from the White House. I want to thank you for the private helicopter ride. It was very nice. Unfortunately, they did not serve snacks, and I'm a little bit hungry now, so I'm going to make my way to the diner and enjoy a couple of T-bones on PA radio, and I appreciate everything y'all are doing. And I'm going to get to the bottom of this paranormal activity at the White House. As always, y'all have fun. Kevin Graham signing off.
Well, as always, it sounds like you're having fun on the PA budget, Kevin Graham, because you're not meant to be at the bloody White House. You're meant to be at the Winchester House. Oh!
This is Kevin Graham reporting live. I would like to just say that there are no paranormal activity at the White House at this time, and I will be making my way via commercial flight to the Winchester House ASAP, as requested by the boss. Y'all have fun. Kevin Graham signing off.
No, please, just get yourself back to the PA radio headquarters, okay? I don't want you to go to the Winchester House now. You've been to the White House, you've blown the budget, all right? I cannot afford a plane ride to the bloody Winchester House now when you've already been to the White House in a helicopter. What do you think I am, an open checkbook or something?
Yes, this is Kevin Graham, and I would just like to say thank you to PA Radio, as always. One heck of a good sport, and I will be returning to the home office, and looking forward to see you for our private chat, Alex, and tell Della hello for me. I'm happy to report that I will be arriving via ship now at the home office in 7 to 14 days. Y'all have fun.
Very sad to announce that after 3 shows, 3 episodes of Paranormal Addiction Radio, the relaunch, that we are now going to have to do the show on a shoestring, literally, because Kevin Graham has milked the budget so much that I'm having to remortgage the house because I've just had the invoices through for a cruise liner, a helicopter, a private jet, a spaceship ride to the space station, and also his shenanigans at Area 51. It's taken quite a strain on the bank account, so unfortunately I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. So if you would like to donate to the show, please find my PayPal details under the description bit. In the meantime, me and Della have spoken, and as an advertisement, we'd like to sell Kevin Graham, our reporter, to the highest bidder. His CV includes travelling everywhere but not actually reporting anything, and spending vast amounts of money on cruise liners, spaceships, you name it, helicopters. Well, you've heard it for yourself through all the past shows, but he is a lovely chap, and he always wants you to have fun, because that's how he signs off. You all have fun. Well, he's had a lot of fun at our expense, and it's we may have to sell him. So if you're looking for a reporter,
A field agent.
well, I can't really call him a reporter, could you? More like a sightseer,
A field agent.
a field agent. Anyway, hopefully we'll get a good price for Kevin Graham, and well, I'd like to say goodbye now. So
Goodbye.
and it's not the end of us, because we've got a little bit of a bonus for them, haven't we?
We are.
Yes, we have. We are going to bring on Phil Stern, but I'm going to do it on a separate show. So look on the YouTube channel and find the next show after this one. We're going to be interviewing Phil Stern.
Yeah.
Bye for now.